Hey guys, it's Tor. So it turns out that there's a bunch of guys that watch us while we're saving the world and adventuring and not doing things for ourselves and making a profit. It's kind of creepy because they sit around and talk about what we did and then they judge us. Listen to them for yourselves. Let us know what you think. And hopefully you also find it creepy.
So, I apologize if that evidence was not as obvious as I thought it was.
Yeah.
That was on me.
I had no idea what was happening. Now, granted, I did have to leave for about half of it, so... I came in, I was like, oh, I figured this out. Thank you, Bowles.
Maybe the listeners will let us know if we were idiots or whether it was very vague.
Yeah, definitely do. Shoot us whatever form you used to contact us, and
I should probably email.
Smoke signal.
Yeah.
And we'd love to know if you guys figured it out sooner, or at least got picked up on the evidence sooner. That's why I was trying to give you little telltale signs. There's actually could have been more murders. I had a much larger list, but I was planning on going on more subtle, more obvious, depending how everything went, and I ended up bopping down to the more obvious ones pretty fast. But had the murders been found quicker, if you guys were picking up really fast, it was going to pick up a slower pace of one by one. Each murder was going to cut out a suspect, much like the guy hanging from the
mast?
Yeah, mast was supposed to cut out just the lookout. Mm-hmm. The larger guy was supposed to be a different death, but I ended up just comboing them together so that you guys could say, okay, now we know it couldn't be this guy. Also, this guy had to be strong. So we're trying to put some things together for you. I think maybe you guys just weren't thinking of it the same way, because once I gave you that first hint where I was like, hey, wasn't that on all of a sudden you guys started putting all the evidence together yourself. You really did all of a sudden just go, oh, you got that click. And I saw you piecing it all together.
I think we were D&D'ing it and not,
murder mystery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We were like, roll perception constantly, roll for medicine.
I mean, I was, at least in the beginning, trying to, okay, we gotta question everyone and sequester and investigate and stuff. I was trying to, but it just, everything led to a dead end, and I was like, I had no idea what
it's because, really, what questions could we ask? Did you do it?
No. Yeah, but it's not that. It would be more of do you know anything? But nobody knew anything.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm saying, I agree with you. That's what we were trying to do, but once they're like, nope, I don't know anything, it's like...
Yeah.
Well, I guess our work here is done.
Yeah, this is
because we went to the guy that did it. Yeah. We were like, do you know anything? No.
Well, he actually gave you a little bit of
the timing. I didn't pick up on it then, but that he did know the guy's habits, and that's when I could put that together.
That's why he was the only person who gave you more information that in and of itself was supposed to be a clue.
It seemed pretty innocent, though.
That was
because we didn't know.
There every day.
Yeah. But that's the point. I couldn't make it blatantly as he sharpens, as he cleans the blood from his knife.
So he was here at 11, and I murdered him at about 11:05.
So. Here's the weapon.
Here's my motive.
Thanks for your help. Wow, that was a lot of information.
Wow, I'm stumped. I'm still stumped. I don't understand it.
I actually tried to head that off in the beginning. I immediately said nobody saw anything that this shift, and so I was kind of hoping that would stop the idea of let's interrogate one person by one.
Yeah. Noticed that you did that, but it was kind of hard to say, hey, no, stop talking.
Yeah, and we were trying to...
I wasn't going to stop you because it did bring up some entertaining moments, and I knew eventually you had to get to the chef. I was just... Part of me was like, oh, I hope they don't go for the chef right away, and part of it was like, I hope they go for the chef right away.
At the same point, though, we had nothing to go on, so it's like, well, what are we going to do except try to investigate and find out what people know?
Yeah.
So,
I think
it's just a shame I didn't do it.
I'm glad I wasted a shift. I've spent the first 5 sessions trying not to shift, and then it's 5 minutes, 14. You got nothing. Okay, I shift back, I guess.
Yeah. If it makes you feel any better or worse, it'll probably make you feel worse. The goal for that one was 15, and if you got it, I'd already determined, because as you were going through that, I was jumping through my head because I was like, oh, this could just end it right there, because yep, there it is. And I was trying to go through my head all the various things, and I was like, you know what, if you pulled that bag out, this rare thing you barely break out, I was like, if you get the 15, you got it. And you missed it by one.
Yeah. That does make me feel worse.
Yeah, that would have gotten
But it's good to have the reminder that you can do that.
Yeah. And apparently now it's very easy for me to just transition between the two forms, so I can use it more often now, as long as we're calmed and blacked out. So
I was a little terrified that they were going to burn my casino down. That was what got the fire literally going.
What was the fire a distraction?
Yeah, the fire was. I actually had again several different distractions built in. That fire was actually supposed to be one of the later distractions, but at the end I was trying to speed things up, so it didn't get boring.
Because we're idiots.
Thank you.
They were supposed to be more subtle in case I didn't know.
Maybe it was Kaylee.
Yeah, I think we did the best we could, and I applaud everyone.
No, it wasn't
pretty well.
It wasn't horrible by any means. Like I said, if anything, I take the hit for that because I didn't. In my mind, they were so obvious. I was worried that everybody caught it immediately, so I kept trying to make things more and more subtle. But as
not with this group.
Yeah, well, as Ben said earlier, it's different because I knew.
Yeah,
like I knew what the answer was, so the things start standing out more to me.
Well, even like something like hanging the guy from the
mast,
like the watch guy said, "Oh, I'm afraid to go up there." So then I'm thinking like, "Oh, maybe that's a lie because he's a murderer." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I didn't even think about that. The vice versa. Yeah,
It's a long con.
Yeah, it's a long. Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
Been on that boat for 20 years.
So he's like, someday I'm gonna murder this fat guy
who I've never met till this ship went out.
He really hates that guy, that one passenger.
He kept giving him free tickets when he would get on the ship.
Wow, I just put it together. This port left the town that we left in ruins, and it apparently was full of passengers. So either that's where everybody embarks from and goes have fun, or that was a destination that everyone comes to.
We left the town in ruins.
Yeah, the one with the giant alligator.
Oh, the one we defended.
Yeah, that's apparently a tourist destination.
Not to mention the fact that apparently it was really difficult to get people to the harbor and out of that town until the travel boat decided to leave like the next
I
day.
explained that at the end of the last episode. Not that I always try to build everything up in my head so that there are full storylines. This is actually just a place they stop to pick up more things like magical seaweed.
It was magical salad.
Salad, I'm sorry.
The spinach.
Because you do have to keep, when you're on a ship, you have to keep stopping for food and stuff. So that was just a place they stopped to pick things up.
Wow.
And
We
they
should
didn't stop
go.
to get meat in the middle of their journey, even though he already knew. Well, he was the killer, so I guess that's why.
Yeah. A, he was the killer.
Oh, yeah.
B, I don't think the Red Halls was exactly a place to pick up a ton of meat.
Well, what do they eat?
They're kind of in like a barren-ass territory, so I'm sure they have food and hunter. They have that whole
Those
hunter
rations and stuff.
but not a ton. It's not like, oh, look at our, there wasn't a farm there. They didn't have livestock roaming around and stuff, so they didn't have a lot to spare.
Do you think Stuart just brought them all on the deck and made them watch us doing that giant battle as the entertainment for the night?
Yes.
He had nothing else going on.
So by asking us to kill the rats to get meat and stuff, he eventually led to his own downfall.
Pretty much.
He was just like, I could have never given you this quest to kill the
quest
meat,
to
which
get
led
me
to them
meat.
eating the meat, which led me to kill.
Yeah.
But
Technically, I did not. I specifically gave you that tip as the DM. The furball did not tell you.
Well, yes, but still,
If I
our
did mess that
entire
up,
mission.
I apologize, but I'm pretty sure.
Our entire mission was still
Check
to
my
get
notes.
him meat. So
Yeah.
presumably, at some point, he was still attempting to, like, everyone here is not eating my salads. They need something else to eat.
Yeah, if I presented that wrong, that is on me. But in reality, that was supposed to.
You did the Kyle voice, not the French voice.
Yeah,
so.
I think this comes back to us just being jerks.
Yeah.
Like, we're just bad people.
Usually the root.
We made him
trying
snap.
not to.
Yeah, we did.
Inadvertently, he just
We
snapped.
made that guy murder people.
Apparently, wow.
Yeah.
By being good at killing rats and fishing, that's not our fault.
And the rats carry diseases. I mean, we were helping.
Yeah.
We fed
And
them to
poison.
people.
And then feeding it.
I didn't say we were smart. I just said we did it.
Yeah. Murder.
That's our tagline, apparently.
Yeah.
Intelligence check.
We just-
Murder.
We leave a trail of death and destruction everywhere, and then we just fuck off. That's it. It's gone. We're done.
Well, time to move
time
on.
to move
Sounds
on
like
to the
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
So now you're still stuck on this boat.
It's like, let's see. So the town we left is in ruins. We were smuggled aboard a boat that we poisoned the passengers and then made a chef murder people.
To be fair, the town wasn't in ruins. You saved it.
Yeah, we saved it.
Yeah.
And there's, some unresolved plot points there that we need to get.
Right.
If you
right.
would have let me-
Eventually we'll get back.
If
Right,
I
it's almost
could
like
have,
the DM just yanked you right out
I know,
before you
like,
could resolve them.
Oh, hey, sis. Oh, hey, bye, sis.
still wanted the giant crocodile. That is still one of
It's
the
still
things in my life that hurts me that I couldn't summon it in the middle of the town.
Yeah.
He's still there.
He's still there.
So I
Never
still
say
have
never.
chances to summon.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you weren't there for 3 quests. If you didn't resolve the things with your sister, that's up to you.
Right.
I just realized too, we needed a bloodhound at some point. What if I just summoned the giant Bjorn the one time?
One time. Yeah.
It just sinks the ship.
Well, don't have to worry about it.
All
Anyway.
right, the murderer's dead. We're just floating
Yeah,
down.
you guys just ride Bjorn back to the.
Like riding like Falcor. But But
So
we didn't do that.
what we need to do is, if we really need to set up another piece of entertainment, is have the giant Bjorn fight the ankylosaur and the giant crocodile.
Mm-hmm.
That would
I
be...
think the ankylosaur is actually the small ankylosaur.
Yeah,
So I think it's just the Bjorn versus the crocodile.
Okay, that's I don't know how big the Bjorn
What
is.
do we name
Well, we can all be on the
Right.
ankylosaur
Okay.
eating popcorn and watching.
We could be riding it to victory and entertainment. Yeah,
And driving people to murder, too,
driving
apparently.
people to be insane killers.
How we do.
And
Man, we are not doing well.
Yeah, we're still alive.
we're doing fine.
No, I'm sorry. The world's not a better place because we touched it.
You know
Yeah.
what? The truth is, the world is a better place from everything you guys are doing. It's just not as good as it could be.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
solving the problems, just not in the best possible way.
Yeah.
I think from a role-playing perspective, though, we are increasing pretty well for this game.
We're
We're
surviving.
actually playing our characters a little more, and they're evolving. And I'm actually really curious. I actually like how things are happening. Like, Tor actually is this weird businessman. Like, it originally was just like, I like gambling. And now it's like, I'm running.
I have an
all
empire.
these
Now he's
empires.
crawling. Let's just.
And I'm just going to throw this out there. If any of our fans if we have a fan maybe, happens to have artistic skills, I want someone to draw the scene of Tor.
God, no, don't. Don't.
That'll be our new logo.
Bathing scene?
Yes.
No.
It needs to
Yeah.
exist.
Sunday?
All right, if you do it, and please don't. But if you
Do
do,
it.
make sure the chest hair is braided into the beard.
It all just
yeah.
merges into the happy trail.
It has to be done.
I think that's the end of this video.
I think we edit that right before all that happened for my own sanity.
Nope. I am in control.
You can email that directly to Mike.
Once we figure out our email address.
Da-da-da.
You dick.
Son of a bitch.
I'm fine.
Honest to God, that was not supposed to be that. Like, statistically speaking, based off stats of you guys versus the water elemental, that wasn't supposed to be that bad. It was just dice rolls. He kept rolling really well. You guys kept rolling really bad.
That's what happens.
It was not just fighting him, though. It was fighting him, and then ship sinking, people going overboard,
Whirlpool.
people getting critted because you rolled like fucking 5 20s in a row.
That's what I mean. It was more dice than anything else. Like, that battle should not have gone that way.
Now, this is probably a loaded question, but if we were to have defeated the small water elemental, would you have thrown another one at us?
No, I'm
Okay.
not going to delve too much into it, but the small water elemental, and obviously I can't tell you this during the game,
Right.
that was the match. When that had happened, we'll call it a cinematic scene, would have started up.
Okay.
All you had to do was kill the little guy.
Oh.
And things would have changed. I'm not going to go into it because I had to obviously alter everything at the end there, and some of that stuff may come back. But he was the real battle. Of course, I can't tell you that.
Yeah.
Because then everybody would have just been like, "Focus fire the elemental. We'll fix this other stuff later."
Right.
I never intended for anybody to ever do anything with the big water elemental other than run. And every time somebody attacked him, I was amazed. Like, I wasn't like, "Oh God, you idiot," or anything. Like, "Oh, what are you doing?" It was just like, "Okay, I didn't see that coming." I
Cost
thought,
him to retreat a little bit.
Yeah, the
well,
hope
no,
was
it
would
was a
go
great
away.
use. It was, yeah.
But
it was-
we used our nuclear option on something we weren't even supposed to fight.
No, but by the time you guys did,
Well-
I stand by that decision.
Yeah.
I would not say Bjorn was wasted. That was that's what I put those things in my games for. I always have one or two of those little funsies, and I used to use a character from a series that I won't name because, but it was reoccurring, and he would always come back and save everybody. And this time I went with this route, and that's sort of my you guys made a misstep or dice aren't going your way. Here's your one out.
Right.
So
Find
yeah,
another one.
Which we
I,
needed.
I never
to
would
find
have said.
Yeah.
I never would have said. I don't put those things in because you're going to have to use them at a time unless I make it blatantly obvious. Like,
Right.
if I ever put that in, like, oh, you have to use this to get out of here, then I would be like, you
Like,
realize
here's a
this.
100-foot cat.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It would be so obvious that this is what you need to do. I wouldn't make you slowly suffer and die before you had to use it. So yeah, that didn't. As far as your reactions and what you did, for the most part, it was on par. I thought the spellcasters would have had, and again, I specifically don't read what spells everybody takes because it's more fun for me and makes you guys have to say it and explain it to the listeners. but I assumed spells were going to be used to take care of the water on the deck. So I didn't imagine someone just going down there and having the passengers help bail out, which was cool. Like, I liked it. But I didn't see that coming. And other than that, it basically went the way I expected, with the exception of the dice rolls. Just, he kept critting, and you guys kept
noticed.
opposite of
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
I think Wrath noticed.
Wrath
most of
noticed.
it.
So what, if you can say, obviously, without spoiling anything that you might use in the future, what would have happened if we had just cut and run?
Well, I don't really think this is ruining anything, but the be-all, end-all is no matter what happened, you guys were going to end up shipwrecked on that island.
Right.
There was, again, depending how various things went.
Considering the very specific voice you used when we cut it, I presume that the island was our end game anyway.
Yeah.
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 And I heard Jade's voice was like, "Oh, there we are."
Oh, is that who that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was a shitty Johnny Depp.
You know what? I'm actually confused now. Maybe it is.
Yeah, it
that.
might have been that. I don't know.
Maybe they're the same.
Yeah.
Johnny
Uh-oh.
Depp is a character actor.
Yeah.
Jade, played by
Johnny
Depp. But yeah, there was multiple paths to get you there, but one way or another, you were going to end up on that island. You know, maybe you guys would have pulled something out I wouldn't have seen, and things would have gone differently, but that was basically it.
At least 3 of you would have ended up on that.
Yeah.
One of us
All
at the bottom of the
survivors.
ocean.
Wrath survived.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
saved Wrath.
we somehow, despite like 5
Oh,
failed
God.
attempts at getting him out of
Every
the water.
time he said, "Okay, I'll let you do it, but you have to roll," I was like, "Fuck."
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
What
screwed.
were you feeling? Were you actually to the point where you think, well, better get ready for my backup character? Like, I can't imagine.
Absolutely.
I can
As
see
soon as
it.
the drowning thing came into it, I was like, "Nope, I'm screwed." And then he said, "I'm gonna roll this, and if it's a 1, I was like, he will do it. He will kill me."
Yeah.
Yep.
It was
So-
tough, and I know that you were getting frustrated because we were doing these complicated things, but we were doing them because we felt there was a time frame. We thought you were dead if we didn't get to you that
That's
second.
why I was very clear. I wanted him to say, "Will I die before my next turn?"
I was terrified. I didn't want him to do that because then that also locks him in, because sometimes he's a generous DM and sometimes he's not.
Yeah,
But this was one of those, if you put a target on it, then
since it was my life, I was willing to take that chance because I wanted to know what we were working with, so I could put proper pressure on you guys. So you weren't like, "Oh, we got time. We'll go grab the steering wheel." No, don't grab the steering wheel. Grab the warlock.
Get Wrath.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
that's
that was stressful. I mean, especially when he got knocked out, when Tor got
Yeah.
knocked out also, and it's just like, again, like I think that happens at least like in every big battle. 2
It's
of us end up
happening, yeah.
getting knocked out. And, yeah, and it's like, how in the hell did we ever able to survive that?
we're shitty adventurers. We do okay in like weird scenarios where we can make up fun plans, but when it comes to battles, we're relatively lousy.
We're bad detectives and we're bad fighters.
I think the game is made so that when you have a big battle, someone is supposed to go unconscious. It's not supposed to wipe the party, but someone, because otherwise, what's the thrill? You know, if the end of every fight, you're all standing there proud and tall.
Yeah.
Then why go through the motions?
We're not at the high levels yet. We shouldn't be godlike.
But every now and then you just want to feel like, I had a crappy day at work. I want to just murder
I want to
something.
beat a monster
And
up.
that's why I give you Kobold Canyon.
Yeah, I was gonna
medals.
say that's okay. Long for those ones.
Yeah. That's why I don't make every battle like the epic. You know, you had
Yeah.
a murder mystery,
Sure.
and before that, you had to help the people on the ship.
Yeah.
But now it was time for let's have a battle.
Yeah,
Let's have
and
a
again,
serious-
we don't have all our
Nuclear
gear,
option.
so
Yeah.
our armor is not as good as it would be. That might have gone totally differently otherwise.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I felt bad. I was
And
like,
it may
oh.
or may not have messed those crits up. That might have been supposed to be significantly more damage.
Oh,
So,
jeez.
Yeah, well,
Hey, all right, whatever.
Hard mode.
okay, thank God for
I,
raging. That's all
Oh,
I could
yeah.
say with my half.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a little
damage.
jealous of that. That's starting to look pretty nice.
that I was actually that got me, and I didn't want to say anything, but I knew you didn't hit as hard. But when you left, you became not the target, and part of me wanted to be like, "No, soak up the hits."
Yeah,
because
well, you did mention something, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should do that. But also, there's 1,000 other things going
yeah.
on. Anyone can hit the thing, but also I can take the damage.
yeah, You are the pseudo.
You are the
of
tank
group.
now.
I'm the
My
tank,
guy
yeah.
has no chance because I used to have an 18. Now I apparently have 12. So, which doesn't make sense if like the people in. I guess I must get some kind of.
I ran with all my gear because I knew I was squishy.
Yeah, but aren't you like wearing cloth? Are you wearing leather, or what do you?
I
wear?
have that bone mask though that gives me extra AC,
Okay.
and I have to take a closer look at my character sheet, but I have some things that have given me a slight advantage to offset the squishiness.
Okay.
And I made sure I had those things when we
I have to relearn my character in a complete. I have to play him like a mage now instead of the way I was
Oh
playing.
my
him
gosh,
before.
you actually heal someone.
Yeah, me.
It's someone. I mean, at least you let me. I shouldn't say at least, but you let me use my barbarian rage to easily turn the wheel out of the.
I know that goes against technically the rules, but sometimes I personally, my play style, I like to say, if you can rage so much that you can take less damage from a sword stabbing you in the gut, then that rage can be applied to other things. And I know in the rules it doesn't really go that way, but for me, I'm like, that should be able to apply.
The narrative of things was like, well, it would be an awesome moment of like, I'm taking all this damage and I'm gonna save the ship.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I know that is, it's not like that's wrong. The D&D books says, make it your own. Do things your way as long as everyone's having fun. And I felt like that was the most fun to do it, not to be like, no, according to the rule books, this is how rage works and in no other way.
Yeah. I'm going to erase the statue of Bjorn from my sheet now.
It was
I'm kind of upset I had to use it in the second play after, like, the last play session is when I got it. And then the next play session we were using it. And I'm like, I really hope I'm not going to use it. I'm really holding out. Which is probably why it went on so long, too.
Yeah, we got wrecked.
Yeah, we
there,
did.
Though.
And that was
like as a group.
That was the right move.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. I don't regret
know
it.
how that would have ended if you didn't.
Yeah.
But I can't say it would not have
how
been
much
well.
health did the little elemental have left?
32.
Oh yeah,
that's a lot. No,
we were swinging for like sixes.
Yeah.
He started at 114 or
Wow.
Yeah, you guys were decking him.
Well, Wrath, you were like the glass cannon.
I know. Once I went
You
down, though,
decked him down to 49 really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, and part of it was because I had you guys doing other things, but then the people who remained to fight were missing or hitting very lightly. And so you guys started whamming on this thing, and then between having less attacks per turns for various reasons and just bad rolls, all of a sudden the fight he sat at 37 for a really, 3 or 4 turns in a row. Yeah. Just because no one could hit him.
It's a real shame the crew didn't have a very good roll. All these sailors being swept off by a single wave. I'm going to leave this out of Lucky Lindsay's tales.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, I should have had just Lucky Lindsay on. I didn't think of that. Yeah.
She could have been our
moment missed.
Kaylee.
We'll have to cover this in other aspects, but does my casino operations stall?
Oh, it's
at the
It's
bottom
not
of the
good.
sea.
Did Stuart's alive though, so he can still keep the business going eventually.
it'll probably pop back up someday, but we're going to put that on a stall right now.
You think we are?
Plus,
Also, you're on an island, so I don't know how the money.
Hey, there's coconuts. We can figure this out.
in the 3 or 4 weeks we were on the ship after he made the casino, I'm sure we had to dock at other places to pick up supplies. So I'm sure the pyramid was
Send out some
broadening.
Maybe so. Either way,
So-
the money's still not making it to the island. So you're off until you're off this island. There's no money.
Does he
coming
still
in.
get to roll 1d20?
Nope. Everything stalls.
Speaker could deliver the money.
It's true. I could go into a holding account.
Right?
I like it with interest.
I will say, from my opinion, that actually went better than I could have hoped.
Oh God,
I think
that's
that. Well, I like
Because it wasn't the tough battle and we used our Bjorn.
yes. No, because it gave you what you want. It was a high strength. You don't want to walk away from everything with glory.
Yes,
Yes,
I
we
do.
do. Yeah,
I
why
kind of
not?
would like a nice middling.
little more.
Can our next challenge be kind of middling, where it's like, oh, you might be, it might hurt you, but then you'll win.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
I
That'd be
enjoyed
nice.
that.
I'd
There's
like
a small gnome armed with only a toothpick.
Okay, well, maybe a step above.
I told you that was my
Golden
weakness and confidence.
I think we need to go back to rat hunting. We do very well in that
I did
category.
very well with killing rats.
I'm guessing we still didn't level up, by the way.
No, sir.
Did the dog level up?
Bjorn, yeah,
He killed
gave
a water
He
element.
gave lots of levels.
Good dog.
Maybe we'll meet him again someday.
Someday.
I hope.
Never again.